Welcome back to the Wing Basher Tavern, where friends tell stories. I'm joined by some of my friends. Friends, introduce yourselves. Let's start over there, and we'll go this way around.
Hello, I'm Cleo. I'm playing JAQLINE, the jet-assisted quantum learning interstellar navigation engine, who is a naive AI who entertains.
Yes.
Good save.
Solid.
Hello, I'm Mike, and I'm playing Mark Putty, the clumsy adept who talks to the system.
Ooh.
They're talking now!
Hello, I am Trevor. I am playing Astro, a lucky explorer who works for a living and is 2 XP away from tier 2.
He works for a living, my God!
What's up, guys? I am Tyler. I play Ronan Voss, who's a tongue-tied explorer who sailed beneath the Jolly Roger.
And I'm Josh, your Wing Basher Game Master. I'll be playing everybody else. And this adventure is beginning
Let's go.
in the dropship. We find our heroes, the drop squad, if you will, gathered in the dropship along with security officer Talia Bones. The ship has just been cleared for takeoff after the pre-flight checklist has been completed and an instance of JAQLINE is piloting. Now, what you need to do here is leave the Spirit of Inquiry behind, navigate through the nebulous cloud of space dust towards the gravitational anomaly that we really hope is a planet you can land on, and safely put the ship down so that we can establish a research base, a forward operating base, if you will, a little prefabricated structure, and put some of the supporting hardware around it. You know, a big communications dish to interface with the ship, do a little bit of cartography, you know, get a lay of the land, look for some landmarks, put up some lights, basic stuff so that later the research team can come down to this gravitational anomaly that we hope is a planet and explore, see what they can find, and hopefully maybe dig up some cosmeridium, or at least some cosmetaline that we can refine into cosmeridium.
I will say, all right, so you just listed all the like really easy stuff that we're just going to skim past because there's no need to roll for it. Where's the hard part?
Oh, you wait and see. As the ship begins leaving the ship, JAQLINE, I'd like your first intelligence spaceship check. This is you are piloting, you are maneuvering the ship.
This is the important reminder. I did just mention it in the before we went into the One Piece arc. JAQLINE has 3 intellect points for this entire session.
Yep, JAQLINE's maximum for this session is 3 intellect points.
So, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if after this we circle back to your review with Dean Lagrange and you flub that check too?
I will cry. All right. All right, piloting ship, and I didn't put any effort or anything in that. I'm just going to go raw and say that's a 12 on the die.
A 12 on the die.
Solid.
That's a great. That would succeed on a difficulty 4 task. And as the ship is being assisted by the huge dropship kind of docking arms that move you into position off the Spirit of Inquiry, and especially here in this initial area, the Inquiry has already cleared out any asteroids or debris that might be in your way. This is a pretty easy takeoff, and you nail it. The ship moves out very smoothly into position, gets ready to begin maneuvering forward, and then you fire up the thrusters. It's a nice, smooth, kind of gradual, the engine's kind of spinning up as the dropship moves out into the void, shall we say. And I'll even make sure the dropship's up there behind us. It is good.
We're being towed outside the environment.
Exactly. You are outside the environment now. And as you move through, you encounter the same problems that Adelaide and the Spirit of Inquiry were encountering, which is that your sensor array doesn't tell you very much. With all of this nebulous dust, and especially because it's emissive, the sensors are overwhelmed with information. So like if they were binary, it would all be ones. There's no gradation in between, so there's a lot of challenge in navigating in that way. However, you have a course sort of set into your computer that will bring you towards the structure. And as you begin following that course, the rest of you seated in the back of the ship, who's bolted down in their harness and who is freestanding or kind of enjoying the zero grav and kind of floating around a little bit?
Definitely freestanding.
Bolted.
Okay. Bolted? Mm-hmm.
Bolted.
All right. And Talia Bones is freestanding. Go ahead.
I would just like to say that I would like to do a sensor calibration just to try to maximize whatever I
Great
can
idea.
get from it.
Absolutely. So JAQLINE's going to use her sensor calibration ability. This will eliminate me hindering her based on her environment and its sensory input. You essentially are able to refine your understanding of the world. You change the aperture of your cameras and you dial in which waveforms of radiation you're looking for.
I would imagine I would focus more on gravitational readings to look for spots of mass. I can tell probably from density readings that what's, even if it's through the cloud, what's going to be a cloud and what's not going to be.
Totally.
Rocks are heavier.
Yeah. So in the back of the ship, we have
And
two
feathers.
people who are bolted down. I imagine you're across the conference table from each other in the back of the dropship, like kind of locking eyes. And then we also have two people across from each other. What's Ronan's position right now? Like, I know he's just floating and it's 0G. So, you have that kind of weightless sensation. And both of you who are not as used to it, or at least for Mark, who's not as used to it, it feels like nausea, right? Like all of your organs kind of moving around, especially any food you ate earlier. What are you doing? What's Ronan's like stance look like? How does he travel in 0G?
I feel like
In your mic, please.
no, Ronan's gonna be like in a crisscross applesauce type of state. Like it's almost like he's just like Zen, but he's not. He's not like meditating. He's just kind of sitting and letting the thing just take him.
Love it. Talia Bones is standing the way that Jack Sparrow stands on the top of his ship at the beginning of the first Pirates of the Caribbean. So one hand is on the harness that she would have bolted to herself in order that she can hold herself upright regardless of the rotation of the ship. So she's just standing there. She's got a hand on the small little pistol holstered at her hip, and she's just standing chilling. She looks completely at ease, like she's probably traveled this way before. She occasionally moves back up to the cockpit to check on JAQLINE, because she's also kind of the co-pilot in this instance. But for the most part, Jackie seems to have this handled. It was a smooth takeoff, and Talia felt comfortable. No, I don't need to be strapped into the seat here. Jackie's got this.
Didn't even need to roll for it if you think of it.
If you think about it, you don't need to roll. If you think about it. As the dropship continues its approach, Jackie, you feel is a hard thing to say for an AI. The sensors that you are connected to experience, you're talking about gravity, right? That's what you said you're keying in on. You suddenly experience roll a d6.
5.
You experience a gravitational spike as you're moving towards the structure, where it's almost like something near you, the gravity of it changed, and the ship lurches to the side. The difficulty of this task is 5, and you need to maneuver the ship to keep it on course and avoid being wrenched out into the cloud and losing the pre-plotted course of navigation.
Gravitational anomaly spike detected. Talia, I will require your assistance at the controls.
Approaching. She kind of swims almost into the front area here. She sits down, straps herself in, and as the ship is being wrenched to the side, she goes, "What do you need?"
I'll provide parameters to your screen. Please adjust the ship accordingly.
Excellent, will do. And she is ready to do that. All I need from you then is an intellect task to get her the right information.
So I was hoping to use that as a way to ease the task, since I will focus purely on the calculation part.
That's fine.
So that brings it down to a level 4. Okay. Do I use my sparing intellect points?
Here we are in the first minute of the session. You have available to you 1 level of effort for the day.
Well, I did upgrade my
Roll a
effort.
recovery roll.
I did upgrade my effort. And so I have 2 effort.
But you have 3 points.
Oh, right. Effort's not edge. I'd have 2 edge and intellect.
So that's 3 times 1 level of effort.
Yeah. Or 1 time 2 levels efforts.
That's true.
But
And I
go away
think-
at 0.
I'm just double checking what I have at my disposal, and I don't have a lot, so I'm just going to use 1 level of effort and
Hope.
Okay. So 1 level of effort brings it from a 4 to a 3 with a target roll of 9.
It's at a 19.
A 19. A 19 is a minor critical success.
Let's go.
You don't get your points back, unfortunately. That only happens on a 20. But you do get a minor effect in addition to your success on this check. And so as the dropship is kind of going off course, you do some really rapid calculations, and by sort of outsourcing the interaction with the ship to Talia, you have all of the processing speed and power necessary to get the ship back on course where it needs to be. In addition to that, you in the sort of flux moment, like as the ship is wrenched off course, because you are nothing but data in that moment, like you stop interacting with the ship and you only focus on the numbers, you are able to develop a predictive algorithm for where in the future there might be other little gravitational shifts like that between you and this dark spot that you're flying to. I will ease your tasks in the future by 1 by instead of easing them, instead of a D6, I'll make you roll a D4 for the difficulty of the gravitational spikes that you interact with. So now the worst it can be is a target roll of 12 when the ship is wrenched off course, because you're so adept at predicting. Talia gets the ship back on course as you asked for. Do you want me to stay in the chair? Should I?
No, that should do.
Excellent. And Talia unbuckles and turns around. Bumpy ride, huh, friends? She looks around. How we feeling?
Not the bumpiest ride I've been on.
You okay?
I'm fine. That was good.
You look okay.
You're doing great, Jackie.
This is the second bumpiest ride I've ever been on. Well, I mean, unless you count the ship we've been on all the time, in which case we've been on probably bumpier, but this is the second time I've been on the dropship. And it's bumpier this time.
It's a little bumpier.
Ronan's already putting a throw a bag in Mark. Bag. Yeah, we're not going to make this place messy. We're going to keep this nice and clean.
It's a good idea, Da. We should keep this.
Why would we make it dirty in the first place? Who's making it dirty?
I would hope at this point Mark would just go.
If Mark throws up, Jackie.
Oh,
Roll
is he
D4.
sick?
Cocked. I think it's a 1, but
3.
3. Target roll of 9 as the ship is wrenched off course again. Another. Oop, I accidentally bumped Dean Lagrange.
I got it.
Just his spirit appeared.
I'm just going to roll it, and it's going to be fine. 12.
There we go.
There it is. That beats the target roll of 9. Jackie's able to get the ship back on course. This time, as you
Turbulence detected.
As you straighten the ship up again and you get back on course, you start to begin to see this dark shadow starting to resolve into maybe some detail. You're getting closer to it, and you can see that it is at least somewhat solid. Like it's not just like denser gas. Like there's rock here. And the silhouette of it, because you're surrounded by emissive particles, so it's not like you can see onto it really. It's like bright light and then a sort of dark silhouette. But the silhouette of it looks kind of pockmarked and cratered, more like you'd expect from an asteroid than say a planet with a full atmosphere. So that's the beginnings of the planet sort of starting to materialize in front of you as we experience the next gravitational anomaly. Roll a d4.
Ooh. 4.
A 4. So this one's a target roll of 12 as the ship is wrenched off track. And I just want you to know that the sensors do begin warping and acting weirdly, but luckily you calibrated your cortex, so you can just disconnect from the ship sensors and look out there into space.
Talia, I'll require your assistance again.
Da, I'm present. And Talia has already, when she felt the ship kind of lurching, she just swam back in to get herself into the seat.
Prepare for coordinates being received.
Nat 20.
Nat 20?
Nat 1. No, it's a nat 20. It's a nat 20.
Nat 20, nicely done. You are able to, let's get some tunes going on here. As the ship begins getting closer to this planetoid structure, the gravity pockets get steeper and sharper. So the ship is being wrenched left and right and up and down and all over, and it rolls weird ways. At one point, you feel your sensors detect stress on the hull as the wings are pulled in 2 different directions from you, to the left and the right. However, luckily, with such a great roll, JAQLINE, you are able to process like you find the needle to like weave through all of these different things. So instead of making you roll, what I'm going to say is that the ship takes a general amount of wear such that if it were to be damaged in the future, I would hinder its defense roll. So like it would be a lot of stress on the joints, but you keep the whole ship intact. Everybody on board is safe. Mark doesn't even get sick. Like Jackie's able to navigate in such a way that's like, oh, he's trying to keep food in his stomach, and like, you just kind of get everything where it needs to go between you and Talia working together.
Right.
But with that nat 20, we're not going to roll anymore as you make your approach. And what that means is that as you emerge from the nebulous cloud, you do find a space where like all the space dust has gone away, and in front of you is just this large planetoid structure. It is unlike any planet you've ever seen before. It's not in any data. There's no history. There's no telescopic imaging from our solar system or galaxy that would look like this. What you see is a bunch of loosely packed rock formations that are held together by twisting vines that are stretched between them. These large sort of olive green vines that are kind of stretching and hanging. And you can even see some of them are like big spirals of vine, and then it kind of digs into another clump of rocks or cluster of rocks. The dropship begins moving inwards, and you are able to find one of these big rock sections is big enough for what the research team is looking for, right? There's space to put the dropship down. The cluster of rock we're talking about is probably, I would say, 18 kilometers squared, maybe, if you were going to like surface map it, but it's all connected to this larger planetoid mass. It's just that there are gaps. So from where you are now with the ship having landed, it looks like there are floating rocks all around you that are
Low
tied
gravity.
down by vines.
Low gravity landing gear deployed. Landing complete.
As you deploy the low gravity landing gear, these little drills come out of the feet and like kind of like underneath the rock surface and like hold the ship in place so that it can't be pulled off of the rock where you've landed. And we have our first glimpse through the viewport of the dropship of like truly the surface of an alien world. We haven't seen any sentient life forms, but there is flora here, and therefore it is an alien world.
Yeah.
From where the dropship has landed, and because it's landed, the engines are not on, so it's like silent as the ship like comes to a rest. Maybe a little bit of like creaking metal settling in place, but otherwise like the ship is down, and you've got this blue sort of nebulous sunrise, for lack of a better word, kind of floating up above you. It's maybe highlighting or silhouetting one of these suspended clumps of rock that's kind of like tied down to the asteroid. And then we have in front of you just like sheer smooth rock face, or not smooth, but it's like, what am I trying to say? Densely packed rock face. So there's like cracks and stuff where individual boulders have come together, or like little rock formations. So it's not smooth, but it's like cobblestone, where it's like each piece of rock is pretty sheer. There's no atmosphere here. You do detect from the ship sensors that there is an ionosphere here, which is why the nebulous dust has not come down. For whatever reason, something about this planetoid formation has created its own ionosphere. Also, this planetoid needs a designation, and as you have landed and discovered it, the drop squad gets to designate this planetoid.
We have landed, and I have looked in the records. This planetoid has no name. That means, according to regulations on interstellar travel, we have the authority to name it.
Drop Squad 1.
That is suggestion number 1. Any other suggestions?
I was going to say string bean.
That's suggestion number 2. Any other suggestions?
Green one.
I like that one. Any other suggestions?
Talia takes out her cigarette, lights it with her eye. Rock formation alpha.
Understood. I'll now commence.
You have a problem with rock formation alpha?
No, I just think green one's a little better.
Green one? What is, I guess it is plant, but like, why is it first green? We've seen green on Earth.
It's a little rude to be smoking in such a small space.
We've also seen rock on Earth.
That's fair. I apologize. I will put out.
Thank you.
She extinguishes it with the tip of her two fingers psst, and then puts it back away. You're right. That was rude of me. I apologize. Is habit. When I see cool things.
Detecting
I don't emote on the
anomaly and
outside
air
very much, so
recycler.
yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool though. I like the pinch.
It's cool. Yeah, it feels cool. It is, it's cool looking.
Yeah.
Strong.
Is that why you have the arm? Is for it to be cool, to do cool stuff like that?
No, that was just my normal arm.
That's your arm.
This is the up here. This eye that is metal material. This is the part of me that is cybernetic.
I would never pinch a cigarette, so I just thought it had to be like fake fingers or something.
Well,
no.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So we don't hang out.
I'm just hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, you hang out, but you only talk to Kyle is kind of rude.
Yeah. But do you ever say anything to me?
Yeah. When you walk in, I'm like, hey, Mark. How you doing?
Say hi.
And no, you don't.
Hi. I said hi once or twice. What's your name in it? What's the name?
Well, seeing how you all gave 4 different suggestions, I believe it is up to me to be the deciding vote.
Do you have an idea, Jackie? Do you have a thought for the...
I did, but I like one of your choices.
Okay. Can I hear yours, though?
I believe I already announced that I like it.
I was distracted.
JAQLINE likes green one.
No, your idea.
JAQLINE's idea is now green one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was his. Okay. So it's green.
It's my idea, too.
But
We'll get into that later.
Can we deploy this research station? We only have so much air in the
Okay.
Now
in this
labeling
space.
green 1.
Excellent. Let us explore green 1.
Yes.
Everybody suited up. I don't want to depressurize and good. JAQLINE, you don't need seal. You is okay.
I am suited up. JAQLINE gives like a very exaggerated wink on a hologram.
Oh my gosh.
The main cargo door at the back of the dropship, kind of down onto the rock formation. The air depressurizes, so you feel a little bit of a rush as it kind of whooshes past you. In front of you is just this large kind of rocky landscape. And we have, like I said, a number of objectives that I've already told you about, and Astro knows them too, so I'm not going to rehash them and exposit more.
Ping.
But yeah,
Image
you're
taken.
in this situation.
Sorry, go ahead.
What are you doing? Talia says, okay, this is part where I'm no longer in charge. You will take lead. Little JAQLINE. I can't wait to get out there. Everyone else is standing.
Ronan's gonna step off and like touch the ground and like let the dirt like sift through his fingers a
His
little
little
bit.
EVA glove. As all of you step out of the ship, your EVA suits are in use, protecting you from the void, and I need everybody to roll a d20. That's the depletion die of your EVA suit.
Immediately fails.
Well, remember, even if it fails, it works this time, but the next time you return like to the dropship or to atmosphere, it just means it's broken then.
Yeah.
So the artifact works this time.
Oh, I got an 18.
Nice. You're just trying to avoid a 1.
Yeah, right.
12.
12. Excellent.
Talia?
Talia.
Oh, for Talia. I
want me to roll
my
it?
dice. Yeah, roll for Talia.
17.
Excellent. Everybody does successfully seal their suits. The thing comes down. We all step out. Ronan like kind of crouches down and picks up a little bit of like space rock. As you sort of like crumble the dust in your hands, you notice that as it falls, it doesn't fall back down to the rock. It falls in several directions towards the rock.
Image taken. Ding.
So Astro's going to begin with the hard bore system.
Okay. Okay, great. So you're going to, the hard bore system is like the mining rig. It's
Yeah.
huge. It's like a big old piece of mining equipment. And so maybe that's the last thing you packed on the dropship.
Yep.
So it like has to get out of the way before even like the research structure can come out.
Yeah.
The hard bore system's pretty heavy. I'm going to need a might task for you to get that off the ship. You can of course ask for help if you want it. Also, if anybody else wants to do things, you can do things too.
JAQLINE is just after leaving is this 360 turning like zzz.
Oh, like a panoramic.
Yeah.
Talia and Ronan, can you help with this heavy piece of machinery?
Da.
I'm in.
It is, what level is it? The hard bore?
Level 4.
Level 4. So let's say that one will be. I will just do a level 4 to move it. So level 4 might task for you, Ronan, eased by 1 because Talia is helping. So level 3 target roll of 9
And me.
might. And you. Okay. So level 2.
I'm also going to use muscles of iron. Too,
Okay.
just
Level
'cause.
1.
Why
Great.
not?
Level 1 target roll of 3.
I got a 16.
16 as well.
Excellent. So yeah, everybody works together and you kind of unload this thing. As it comes off of the ship, I need might defense rolls from both of you. Talia is a high enough level that she passes. NPCs
I
don't
have
roll
might
really.
defense one.
Strong as a raging nebula and as mysterious as the dark side of a planetoid.
I don't use 1 level of effort.
Okay.
Oh, I got 2.
The target roll was 15.
Eased would have made it a target roll of
12 and then 9.
yeah. Got a 6.
Okay, so both of you take 4 points of might damage as you the hardbore system is pretty long in addition to being bulky, and as you walk it backwards from the dropship, you step to a point where it's like, oh shoot, it got heavier, and it like pulls downwards and kind of smacks into both of your feet. Luckily, your EVA suits protect you. You're safe from the hazards, at least for this moment. But in fact, your EVA suits give you some armor. I think armor +2, so you can take 2 damage off of that.
Oh, okay.
Keep 2 more of those. But anyway, so this like slams into your feet and is a little bit sore, and now it's like on the ground, like it's been set down. Talia, who kind of deftly ducked out of the way as it began falling, she leans on it to try and push it upright. I will try to stabilize, and it's now upright, so it's technically deployed. It might not be exactly where is most convenient, but nobody's told you where is most convenient. You're building this base of operations,
No, it's
so
fine.
this is good. This is here. Excellent. What's happening next?
I think Ronan will just go ahead and start putting out these light towers.
Okay.
No, I guess you don't. I mean, we can put them out. We just won't turn them on. You don't really have to if there's no if it's still like light. Is it light out right now in the time, or is it kind of?
We are on the dark side, I believe, of...
Yeah, you have like a sunrise, I said. So you're still on the dark side, but there's kind of like a bluish glow sort of coming over the horizon.
We'll deploy a couple of light towers then for now, just because might help. It might help just get things going.
I'll be doing the local comms relay.
Okay. Before you can put up the comms relays and stuff, it might be good to start with the actual research structure, so you can plug everything in.
Well, was that not in this?
Oh, I think you handed it over to me. Yeah, I guess I should give you back everything that's a tool, because Talia is. Sure. You can hand her stuff, but like. Yeah. So she has a repair kit and her EVA suit, but if you need her to do other things.
The research structure.
Okay, great. So the next thing on there is this big, it's almost like a folding structure. Like it's a prefabricated thing where all the walls kind of like hinge up and then it seals itself. It's level 2, but its weight is as level 6. So to get that out of there is a level 6 might task. Talia can help, but she's not a high enough level to ease it.
Yeah. I'll ask Ronan and Talia again.
Okay.
Am I able to assist in any way? The little dinky robot that clearly cannot handle any more weight. Like,
no, I think you're okay.
Understood. Image taken.
The image is just everyone like,
Yeah.
I will use 1 level of effort.
Do we know what the roll is, or what
target roll is 6?
Yeah, it's a difficulty 6, a target of 18.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, still got muscles of iron. And I'm gonna use an effort.
Okay.
That brings it down to what, a level 4?
Yes.
Ooh, natural 20.
Oh, 15.
Nice.
All right.
So if you spend any points on anything, you get them back.
Yeah.
Between the 3 of you, you are able to kind of muscle this massive structure off the side. You now know that like, oh, this one spot, things get heavier. So you kind of like step around it in whatever way you need to. And you are able to like kind of set down this big platform. There is like a data jack on the side of it where it can be told to unfold and deploy. Are you going to activate that or have someone else do it, or
Mark, I think you can handle it from here, or do you need...
I should be able to help get it set up, yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
all right, so what are you two doing, and then we'll jump over to Mark.
I'll do the local comms relay tower.
Definitely want some comms up.
Okay, great. So the local comms towers are communication on the planetoid. So you want to take those, maybe a kilometer or more away from the research base in each direction, north, south, east, west. And then there's a main comms dish that will be on the research structure to go back to the Spirit of Inquiry.
So to clarify, we don't need one of these near the research center. These
Right.
are okay.
Yeah. So, and that makes sense. If he's getting the research structure set up, you could walk maybe further away and do some stuff. So, Mark Putty, I need an intellect task. This is to do a technology thing. And the difficulty is a 2 to get this deployed. Target roll of 6.
Wonderful. I'm trained in tasks involving electrical machines.
Yeah, this is an electrical machine.
All right,
for
I
sure.
just when I spent all my XP, I became specialized. So is this now a trivial?
This is a trivial task.
I just do it.
Yeah, you walk over there and do that.
Get it done. Beep,
Mark,
boop.
you walk over. Everyone's like, "Yeah, I hope that the motors work right." And you walk over and you're just like, the walls kind of like fold up slowly on this, and then from inside of them, a ceiling kind of comes out, and all of it seals, and then it starts to lock.
I do say I think it'd be hilarious if you're like, oh yeah, I'm specialized in electric machines, and you're like, sorry, this one's diesel powered, pure analog, no electrical wires.
This is still humans' future.
Yeah.
We burned out a diesel a long time ago. Great. So the research structure is coming together. It probably takes a little while for that to land right, or to like lock in and seal and all the different pieces of it. And then it has an environmentally sealed mode. And then you can disable that to actually go inside and interact with it. So like if you're leaving, for example, you'd probably seal it against the environment to try and extend its lifespan. So once that's up, maybe you and Jackie can go in there and start calibrating or whatever.
Yeah.
But as that's happening, Astro and Ronan, north, south, east, west. We want a comms relay in each direction.
Yep.
Who's going where?
I'll do north and west. He's doing south and east.
Oh, okay. Great. The comms relays are about the size of like a push trash can, like those little wheeled generator type deals, and they have cable that like runs back to the research station. So as you begin moving, it's like the cable itself kind of snakes behind you. These big like thick metallic or titanium cables that kind of unspool behind you.
Talia, can you set up the light towers?
You want one with the comms relay or in between, or how do you want? In between, I can do it. The light towers are the same kind of size, except they have a big light, almost like an umbrella pole that comes out the top of it. So those she can only do one at a time. So she's going to, you said the same spot or between? I forgot. Between. So she'll split the distance then between, if you're doing north and west and he's doing south and east, then she will go like north and east so that each of you has light, hopefully for that. So she's going to begin moving to do that. The distance here, I mean, we're talking about 1 kilometer. That's like a little over 1.5 miles of distance to cover. So there's definitely like, you're going to be exploring the environment a little bit. Who would we like to follow first, Mark and JAQLINE? Astro, Ronan, or Talia?
I do have one thing I would like to say I did. I'm taking macro shots of the leaves, like really.
There are no leaves here. The vines extend up in the distance, but here where you are, the rocks are like packed almost around the vine.
So no greenery in the immediate.
Nothing immediate. You can see off in the distance there are little like shoots of green, like little grassling type things. So you could head over that way and get some pictures.
It's a 16K camera. I'm gonna zoom in.
That's fair. Yeah, just a cheap 16K camera. It'll be fine probably for like starter images.
Yeah. One at your thrift store.
I think we should follow Ronan.
Great. Ronan. South or east? South. Okay, so and these are, I mean, they're just to help us navigate. They don't really mean anything on this cluster of rocks, but you go down from where the research structure is. As you begin moving, the ground is pretty uneven. Each rock is smooth, but the rocks are all like clumpled together. And as you move, you also, you've seen the dust kind of like floating in weird ways. You go ahead.
That's one thing I want to do. Ronan's gonna go ahead and pick up another handful of the
regolith, if you will.
Great.
And he's gonna let it fall through his fingers again, but this time Ronan's gonna watch to see if it just dissipates or if it goes towards and moves a certain direction.
Okay.
And that's what I wanted to find out, if it's moving a certain direction or if it's just doing its thing.
You crumble some dust through your fingers and it falls exactly how you'd expect it to, onto the rock, straight down.
Perfect. Oh, so then what was the dust earlier? All right, well, Ronan's gonna keep this in mind and just continue on. He's gonna keep an eye out. Is there anything? I guess there would be no like water or like any ponds or anything like that.
Not that you can see from here.
Okay.
As you continue maneuvering and heading south, you get to a point now. You are going further on the dark side of the rock, we'll say. So you get to a point where the blue light kind of fades out behind you, and now the only lighting that you have is provided by the helmet of your EVA suit, where it's like it kind of filters into black and white or like a night vision type looking thing.
Yeah.
And as you continue moving, you notice that there is kind of like a crevice in between where some of the rocks have impacted each other, and you see like a little line of grasslings poking out of there, and suspended above them there are some motes of dust that are not falling anywhere. They're just like kind of spiraling around each other, like if you've ever seen ink in water where it just kind of like the spins and dances almost. It's like that effect over top of the little grass kind of poking out, or the weeds or whatever kind of poking out of the rock crevice there.
Ronan's gonna go for one of his sample capsules.
Great.
And go for a capture.
The sample capsules in question are like the size of those bank canisters, so you probably only have one on you at a time while you're pushing these big things, but you do have a sample canister, so you can pull that out. So you want to collect a sample of this?
As much as I can.
Okay, roll a speed defense task, difficulty 5, target roll of 15.
Defense. I can't use fleet of foot for this, right? Because that needs to be an action.
You can.
How does it read?
As you can move a short distance as part of another action.
No,
it'd be more from
okay. That's just for moving further away. Yeah.
For speed, I guess I'll use.
You don't have to use any. Like you could just roll clear, like roll the die straight.
What level was this again?
Target roll of 15, difficulty 5.
I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna go for it.
Bold.
Roll. 12.
12. You are significantly disoriented as you walk towards the Grasslings. You're not sure exactly when or where, but you lose track of up, down, left, and right. So it's like you're walking and you suddenly, like, your brain can't compute which way is up and down. When you come to your senses, you are suspended in the air over the little seedling things you were looking at, and the comms relay that you were pushing are still on the ground back behind you, and you are like 10 or 20 feet airborne, moving away from them, drifting away from the asteroid.
Goddamn pixie dust.
There is other like vines and stuff, like you can probably find something to grab onto, but right now you are disoriented and suspended in space.
Don't these EVA suits have jets on them, like propulsion?
It'd be cool if they did, wouldn't it? Doesn't that sound like a great player intrusion?
I guess.
Something you could spend an XP on.
Ronan's gonna go ahead and just do his little go back into his sitting pose. If he's just gonna be, I can just see him like literally like floating in like a small circle, but in the sitting position.
To be
right
clear,
now.
you're not levitating; you are floating away.
I'm just going. At that point, he's gonna like actually reach out for a few things. See if he can. Is there anything within reach, like a vine or like a rock, he can try and grab?
If you wait for a little while, you'll come into contact with a vine. It will be part of the planetoid. If you want to player intrude to have a tool or something available to you, you can spend an XP and you can tell us what you brought with you.
I'll spend an XP, and let's just say I brought not. I guess in this place it wouldn't be like a thread rope, but it'd be more like, I guess, like a metal rope, or maybe like something like a chain.
Okay.
Maybe I had something that I was pulling with that, and a last second I'm gonna kind of toss it and try to I'm just tossing it to try and get it like thrown onto something, like rung around something like that.
Okay.
Almost like a quick lasso.
Great.
In a way.
That's a great one. So you spent the XP, so you definitely have the right length of material. You have the strongest, strong enough material, etc. This is a difficult throw because you're floating in the wrong direction and something's wonky with gravity nearby. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to have you roll a difficulty 4 task hindered to a 5 by the weird gravity. So target roll is 15. This is a might or a speed task. You can justify why.
All right. Definitely, I'm going to go ahead with might, because I feel like you didn't really make it sound like he's, like going too fast. Like
no, he's
just kind of drifting.
He's drifting. He got disoriented, lost track of his footing.
I think it comes down to power, because the speed, he has more time to do stuff.
He hit the e-brake.
Muscles of iron for sure.
Down a gear.
Yeah,
you already got muscles of iron active. It lasts for like 10 minutes or an hour or something.
I'm going to use edge.
Okay.
And 2 levels of effort.
Great.
So that will take it down to level.
So 2 levels of effort will take it down from a 5 to a 3. Your edge means that you can subtract 1 from the points you spend.
Right.
And then muscles of iron takes it down from a 3 to a 2. So it's a target roll of 6.
Okay.
And then effort, 3 points, then 2 points. So because of your edge, it's 2, then 2. So total of 4 you spent.
All right, word.
Target roll of 6.
I hate it keeps rolling.
Is that a nat 1?
4.
You got a 4. Ronan throws the like chain or the rope or what, like the heavy kind of steel coil you've got with you, and it goes. The throw is perfect, but as you watch, the rope snakes away from what you were throwing it at, like something has twisted it in midair, and it coils up into like space and sort of loops back towards you. The momentum of it being flung back towards you accelerates your flying away from the ground. You are moving towards another cluster of rock. Things are not looking great as you begin kind of being suspended in this direction. There is a vine hanging off of it that you can try and catch. So that's going to be a speed task. This is about your reflexes to try and catch that vine.
I'm going to do that.
Difficulty of 4, target roll of 12 as you move towards this vine.
I'll definitely going to use. So I am trained in using speed tasks while not wearing armor. But wait,
the EVA suit is armor. It comes with +2.
Sorry.
It's okay. No, it was a good idea. Thanks for the help. I guess I can still use effort in this. I'll use 2 effort for this again. So that'll take it to a level 3.
4 down to 3 down to 2.
Down to 2. Okay, so then
and you spend 3 then 2. So that's a total of 5 points you spent
for this one. So then 5. Make sure I do that correct.
All right, here's the roll.
Can't roll bad again, right? All right, there we go. 14.
Nice. You reach out a hand, and at the last second, as you're kind of like spinning off into space, you're able to hold on to your own rope and just kind of pull it back in so that you can recoil it later. Like it's loose, but you have it. The other hand grabs a hold of this vine that is strung up between two of these massive rock formations. As you grab it, you feel a crushing pressure on your hand. You take 1 point of might damage, and this would not be protected from your armor because it's not a projectile attacking you, but you take this one crushing point of might damage, and as you catch it, your body like floats straight up perpendicular to the vine. So the vine, as you feel it, like you would expect a vine to sort of pull and like have some elasticity in it. This vine isn't doing that. This vine is like almost moving itself. Like you feel as you pull on it, it pulls back. And the vine is holding itself in place. Ronan, you are now suspended, one hand holding this, one hand holding a rope. You are on the dark side of the asteroid, and you do not have a comms unit set up yet to call for help, so there is no communications back to the party. What we doing?
Oh, my lance.
You can try and climb down the vine. It would just be a might task,
Yeah.
and you'll take a little bit more damage.
He's gonna have to
Or jump.
Well, jumping, but if I let go at all, I'm going up into space. That's what. That's. Screw.
We don't know that. Here's what I'll say. If you pull yourself down the vine, if you climb, I won't make you roll again. You'll just take 2 more points of might damage from the crushing pressure on your hands.
I think he's gonna climb down the vine then.
Okay.
I'll take the damage.
2 points of might damage from the crushing pressure on your hands. As you get back to the ground level, you do feel like, oh no, I'm standing on the rock and the gravity is right and I'm here and it's fine. You're like 5 feet away from the stuff you dropped, so like your comms relay and your sample capsule, and those obnoxious freaking little grasslings are still poking out of the little rock crevice, just sort of like gently blowing in the wind, except there's no wind. We cut from here to Astro Adon.
Yes.
Astro, he went south. Are you going north or west?
North.
North. So he goes down, you go up. You're going to the brighter side of the planetoid. As you begin your trek across the planetoid, much like what Ronan experienced, it's smooth rocks, but a bumpy road, so to speak. And as you are continuing to walk, you see what Ronan was observing before, which is that as you take a step, you might kick up a little bit of pebbles or space dust or whatever. They don't settle again like normal, and they don't cloud like you would expect from low gravity. They split in weird directions, and almost like little tendrils of dust are created as they kind of maneuver in weird shapes and ways.
As he's going, he's gonna throw up dust to monitor where gravity is going.
That's awesome. I love that. Take an XP for a brilliant idea. You toss up some dust in front of you and you watch as it kind of like squirrels off into the distance. And using that, you can go in between where the dust diverts, because you know this is where the gravity is pulling things left and right. So I'm going to go in between here. That's really cool. And as you do that, you also notice that as it's pulling to each side, you can see that there are some little like shoots of weeds or vegetation or something kind of poking up out of the rocks off like in the general direction. It's not like the dust is magnetically attracted to the weeds, but it's kind of like that direction seems to be where it's going. You cover a good amount of ground, probably a half a kilometer, before you encounter something that is different from just the gravitational hazard.
Okay.
You feel a small amount of vertigo or disorientation, not as severely as Ronan did because you saw that there was a steep gravitational pocket in front of you, but you realize I have to go across this. So you try to go around and you gauge the distance a little wrong, and so you just are slightly disoriented. You kind of feel this weird like vertigo type of sensation. Your heart maybe like skips a beat, like everything's a little weird.
Yeah.
On the other side of it, you realize that behind you, where you had just stepped over and where that disorientation was, there is like a little crevice in where like 2 of the rocks have met, and you see some little weeds and stuff shooting kind of out of the crevice, kind of poking up there. And that's like you've just gone around it a little bit, but it seems like maybe something near that kind of deeper crevice area is where the disorientation was being caused by. And as you're kind of looking at that and thinking about it, you hear something, which you're on a planet with no atmosphere.
Yeah.
So for you to hear something is weird.
Yeah.
You hear, it seems like a deep, like bassy rumble almost.
Originating from the crevice?
No.
Do I know where it originated?
Nope.
Okay. I just hear that.
Normal things.
Normal things. If he can't discern any other information of like location or what, he's probably gonna keep going, but be on the lookout.
Okay.
Like just
that's
hyper
fine.
aware of everything around.
So you continue exploring and walking, and you do see, much like Ronan did, you see a couple of these like longer vine type formations that are stretching up to other rocks and things. And you do notice like they don't seem to behave according to any gravity. In fact, one of them just like spirals on its own. Like there's no rock formation at the end. It's just like a vine that's like kind of spiraling, not moving. It's like a coil. It looks like a spring, like static in the air.
Okay.
You keep moving, and eventually you get about a kilometer away from the research base. So you can now establish the comms relay point if you want. Get that thing set up and running. It's connected back to the research structure. So as soon as Mark flicks on the power, it will work.
Okay.
But you still need to like, okay, so I'm going to put down the anchors here and, you know, kind of like dial in the settings or whatever.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll me an intellect task for that. The difficulty is whatever the level of your comms relay is.
I think they're all level 2.
Okay. They are all the same. So if your local comms are level 2, then that's what you have.
I'm just gonna roll that.
Great.
What's the worst that could happen?
Why do you have to say?
Did you get a nat 1?
No, I got a 2.
Oh, okay. As you are attempting to get this thing engaged, roll your depletion die for it because you attempted to use the machine.
Yes, it is 1d10.
And if you roll a 1, then bad things happen to it.
I got a 5.
You got a 5. Okay, so in this instance, that does not go wrong with it.
Yay.
But as you are setting it up, part of the process for these comms relays is they need to be really stable in the ground so that they can, you know, it's like narrow beam transmission.
Yeah.
So you need it to be really well anchored to aim back at what it's aiming at. As you drive one of the anchors into the rock, it kind of like snaps loose a chunk of rock around it, kicks a pebble off into the distance, and normally that would be no big deal because you would kick a little rock off and it would fly off into the distance, but gravity's not normal here.
Yeah.
As it kicks off into the distance, you see it's like just the right angle where it gets caught by first one, then another gravitational pocket until it is super accelerated back in the direction of the research structure.
Oh, no.
Which is why we're going to cut over to Mark, Putty, and JAQLINE. Mark, Astro and Ronan have just gone off in either direction. Talia, I believe, has stayed with you unless you asked her to do something.
The light towers.
The light towers. Talia's gone off with a light tower. So we don't know what's going on with Talia necessarily. And you are left with, you've got essentially a big square metal box that you've brought with you. Like that's pretty much what this center looks like. Right now it's all sealed against the environment, but once it's unsealed, you know that you need to get in there and like turn on power. We've got some sensors and things to calibrate inside, you know, that like basically getting it up and running. So you can begin that or you can explore, right? You are on the surface. You've probably got at least one of the sample containers. I mean, you're right at the dropship, so it'd be easy to get one if you wanted to go exploring. What do you and JAQLINE want to do?
Mark, if you would like to open it up and put me inside and turn the power on, I can handle everything else from here, and you can go and collect samples.
But I don't mind going in. I kind of want to see what the inside of this thing looks like.
And I don't mind going at 2 miles per hour towards the nearest vine so I can take better pictures.
All right. Yeah, well, I don't know if I really want you just driving off on your own if you don't mind.
What?
Let's go turn some stuff on real quick and then we can go for a walk, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. But I'm sorry. We'll be out soon.
I
we'll
mean-
go for a walk soon, Jackie.
I mean, normally you would pick up my little cortex and that's fine, but I have the freedom of movement and you've immediately removed that from me.
Jackie, but I'm just...
This is just like the time in history humans have removed the freedom from other humans.
Okay, put Jackie down. Hey, Jackie, I'm not trying to take away your freedom.
Jackie, I'm not the Mongol, please.
I wanted to ask earlier. I was going to ask how you're enjoying your body and like being that mobility, but like I don't think it's safe for you as a pretty mostly undefenseless.
Undefenseless?
I'm mostly defenseless. I'm stressed, Jackie. You're stressing me out. I'm sorry. You're stressing me out.
Sorry.
You're stressing me out a lot. It's okay. You're learning, and I know it's hard, but I'm just trying to. We'll go for a walk.
I was teasing a little bit. I
Okay,
apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm strung up. I'm still thinking about Lagrange and the mill. It's been a weird morning.
That's the name of episode 1, Lagrange and the Milk.
I did leave most of
Everyone's
my
work
processing power with my other instance, so I'm sure that's going swell.
There's many things that are stressing me out.
As long as you don't have me lie.
What? I would never thinking about the times that I've made her say things that are maybe not quite so good. Yeah, let's. Do you mind? Like, I swear, we'll take pictures.
It's okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'll get there in
sorry.
T-minus 2 minutes.
Do you mind if I just? Do you mind if I pick you up so that we can just go together?
I mean, you can pick me up.
Okay. May I?
You may pick me up.
Thank you, Jackie.
Freedom has been taken from me.
We're gonna go inside. Just play
Taken.
with me. Stop. Have you seen this criminal? Kidnapped.
I was literally going to be like, the caption of this image is freedom taker.
6 pictures of Green 1 and 17 pictures of Mark Putty's face from right, like the train guy, like right up in his face.
Come on, I'll put you down when we get to stuff, but just
It's
let's go.
okay.
Let's
All
go
right.
get this thing up and running.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go in.
Okay, you step inside, and it doesn't have like an automatic door or anything. When you unseal it, it's exposed to the environment, and so you push it open, and the door just swings open like a normal door. It swings shut behind you, and there is some level of atmosphere in here. Like there's a little oxygen storage and everything, but it's not pressurized. So there's enough that if you took your helmet off, you would not die in the time it took to put it back on. There's not enough that you could just sit there without it. You'd pass out eventually.
Okay.
It's meant for if you have to be in there when you seal it against an environmental hazard, like, okay, we'll survive for an hour or two kind of thing. So there's a little bit of oxygen in there, but mostly it's cold. It's dark. It's completely, there's no windows or anything at the moment. And then in one corner, there's a small generator that is not like it's literally like the generator is here and the plug is hanging out the side and then the wall has a jack in it. It's like we wanted this to be convenient, but we don't want to waste all the power when it's not in use. So as you walk over there and you plug that piece in and the little kind of machine like whirs to life and everything, there are some like work lights in here. So like fluorescent lights kind of flicker on, and it's revealed that you're sitting in essentially an inverted conference table. So like the center square of the floor is empty, and then there is a wall of like wall-to-wall desks that go along the edge, almost like a countertop, and with different computer screens and ports and areas, and then there's like little stools underneath. So it's not meant to be comfortable. It's meant to like, okay, I'm on the surface of this planet for like 6 hours, let me do stuff. It's not like a permanent residence or anything. And so as you kind of go around, each little workstation has like a little overhead light that kind of like glows to life or over top of it. And then there's data ports in the wall if you want to bring your own data pad, or each station has like one of those heavy duty like military cases where you can open it up and it's like a computer inside that's just sort of like a shockproof, built for rugged environments computer. So to start with, you're just like, well, let's just get all of these computers open and running. And for that, I'm going to need an intellect task. To get everything up and running.
Okay.
Can I assist, or is this all physical?
You can totally assist. Once everything's got power, it's like, okay, I need to like sign in and calibrate and set up and whatever. This is a level 2 task that you'll have to do a bunch of times. So instead of that, what I'll do is I'll let you do one level 3 task for half of them, and Jackie can do a level 3 intellect task for the other half to get everything
If
like
they're all
logged
level
in
2 and I'm
calibrated.
specialized, can I just get it all done?
You can, it'll just take a long time.
Dang it. All right. Yeah, Jackie, you want to
I'm the best.
You are the best.
So your specialization makes this a level 1 task for you. Target roll of 1.
Gotcha.
All right, start target roll of 3.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I think we got this.
I will use 1 level of effort.
Exactly 3.
Let's go.
Nice.
Jeez.
So I'm aiming for a target roll of 6, correct? I use 1
Target
level
roll
of effort.
Yes, target roll of 6 with a level of effort.
Keep busting out new dice. Look at those.
12.
12. So you get all of the
Yeah,
computers
I like
up and running and calibrated, and as you get those pieces put together, you see a quick little flicker from the communications center, as if one of the comms relays was almost like turned on, like it was connected briefly and then disconnected again. We're going to cut from here to Ronan Voss. Ronan, you are back on the ground. You've got your comms relay again with you. Are you continuing moving? What's your plan? What are you doing? You've still got that like kind of crevice with the plants that you got excited about in it too.
How far am I still from the camp, you'd say? Because I was going for like a kilometer, right?
Yeah, you're going for a kilometer. You're probably halfway there.
Are they gonna be mad if I plug it in here? Are they blocking my way? The things that I just messed with?
You could go around them.
All right, Ronan's gonna mark it in his memory where it is, and because he's does his sailor skill relate to this? Because his task related to sailing and geography of islands, but like These are also floating rock structures.
I mean, in
the
space,
air, so they're,
these
like,
would be-
floating.
I'll take it.
It's like a cloud
I'll take
city
it.
of rocks. You know,
I'll take it. Sure.
So, like,
this
he
isn't
just-
a task you're rolling, but we'll say
It's
that
just
you're able to
something that-
remember this
exactly.
spot. You
That's
don't
what
need
I'm
to roll
trying
for
for.
that. So
Perfect.
yeah, you lock this place in your.
So
memory.
he wants to come back at least, or if he, unless he finds something of the
Yeah.
same, whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, he's gonna go ahead and just move on. And that's really all I think he wants to do. Yeah,
That's fine. Yeah. So you push on. You kind of maybe give it a little bit more of a wide berth as you go around. Heave the comms relay over the crevice somewhere where there's no plant life kind of poking up, and then you continue your journey. As you continue, let's see what happens to you here. You are
aliens.
Let's see how we can mess up your day.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what exploring a new planet will do to you.
Oh, okay. I know what's gonna happen.
It would excite my
You
day.
you
thank
get where
very
you're
much.
going with no further trouble. You get
That's not good.
into position. The comms relay is ready to deploy. So that's an intellect 2 task to get the comms relay up and running. Right there, level 2, Trevor.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have one in front of me anymore
Oh,
because I
you're
gave it back to you. So what I'm saying is I did this to me.
It's a 12.
A 12. So Ronan is able to, he's like, all right, this is a pretty simple machine. I can follow the instructions and do what I need to do, and that's fine. So you get the comms relay up and running. And then as you turn to like head back towards it, you notice a flash of light. You're on the dark side of the planet. You see maybe another half a kilometer further away from the research structure. You see like just, there's no sound, but you see like just a little flash of like a warmish colored light, like an orangish white light. It just blinks once.
Your mistakes have been captured in 16K.
That's the first thing I'm thinking of is like Jackie. Does Ronan have any? I guess he doesn't. I'm looking at it. No, I can't use that. I was gonna. He's gonna go towards it because at this point he's already done what he's got. He's already done what he's needed to do. So he's gonna investigate a little bit, but like from a distance.
How much of a distance?
Oh shoot!
Oh my god.
I mean, you're like a pirate, right? You would have a spyglass.
In space with my EVA gear and my spy.
I didn't bring any of that other than my.
That's a t-shirt.
Oh, I left my spyglass at home.
Binoculars.
It's in my other ship.
If I walk? So it's about. Can I walk 0.2?
0.2 kilometers.
0.2 and then make a decision if I want to.
So that's about halfway to the
Okay.
to the structure.
That's 200 meters, by the way.
just under. I only know 0.2. Math is bad for me.
Oh, my homies know 0.2. You go approximately 7 school buttons. Just kidding. You walk 0.2.
The human metric system.
0.2 kilometers towards the structure, far enough that behind you can't see the comms relay because of the dark, but close enough that if it were light, you could. You're not that far down the line.
Right.
You get closer to it. Does not flash again, whatever the light source was. You sort of you can feel underfoot that the rocks are starting to dip a little bit inwards, almost like a large crater has been kind of formed here. And as you're walking, you kind of like maybe your foot kicks up a little bit of dust, and you watch as the dust, unlike splitting or floating like it's done before, it kind of like curls over and then all snakes further down into the distance away from you. Now you only have a visibility of like 20-30 feet, so it's not like you can see very far away, but that's sort of this like black and white image of like dust sort of leaving you and heading deeper into the rock formation.
So now that the relay is up, can I communicate with the team now, or do I not even have a communicator?
Once Mark has it up, so if you want to wait for that, you could just wait until you hear
Ronan's
it go
going to
live.
go back to the communicator relay and wait
Okay.
because he wants to explore this.
Great.
But he knows that it's probably not the best to go in alone.
Perfect. We're going to cut from here back to Mark Putty. So Mark Putty and JAQLINE, you are in ye old research structure. And Mark, you've been kind of connecting things. You saw, it looks like the north comms relay almost came on there and then it didn't. And then you see, there's a connection to the south relay.
Connection established.
That means it needs calibrating on the internal level. So if one of you wants to dial that in, you can. This will be an intellect task with a difficulty of 3.
Do you want to give it a shot, Jackie? Or do you mind if I take care of this one?
I think this is a great learning opportunity.
Great. Yeah, just watch me as I push these.
I think Jackie said she's going to do it.
Okay.
It was a great learning opportunity
Apologies.
for me to try.
Okay,
Mike
great.
said, do you want to give it a try or do you want to let me? And then Cleo went, yes. And
Okay.
because Mike
I
asked a yes
misunderstood.
or yes question.
I misunderstood.
I am perfect in every way and answered the right way. I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
Go ahead.
I rolled a 19.
A 19.
That's pretty
You
darn good.
successfully and it's almost instant. As Ronan, just as you get back to the comms relay, you hear it do a little. And you can tell like that little like white noise that tells you like, oh, the radio is connected. You could send a test comm or whatever if you want, but you can also tell like, oh, this one is live.
Checking in on comms.
I hear you loud and clear.
Hey.
There we go. Has the other one gone up yet? Have you have any word?
Mark Putty and JAQLINE, something slams into the side of the research structure at really high velocity.
I forgot.
Roll a depletion die for the research structure, which I believe is a D10 or D12.
The prefab research structure is a level 2.
But what's its depletion die?
Doesn't have one.
Oh, it only has armor of 4.
Yeah.
This will deal more than 4 points of damage, which means that it moves one step down the object damage track.
What?
You hear a loud, like, kind of cracking noise. It has not punctured it. It's still environmentally sealed, but there's a serious amount of damage on the outside. That's like, this will require someone with the repair kit, which Talia does have one, but like this needs repair. And it came from the north, just slammed into the side. You have not seen the debris yet, so all you know is something impacted at very high speed on the outside of your research structure.
Oh,
Slight damage has been detected.
yes.
Everything all right?
Dear me, something just hit us. It's you don't have a repair kit on you, do you?
No, but I can still come back if needed.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Might be good to help. I'm gonna go try and find Talia.
Yeah, Ron's gonna put his thing on hold. But
All
like I
right.
said, he's gonna remember everything where he.
We might want to try to figure things out real quick. Let me go ahead. I'll see if I can reach out to Talia.
Okay, you can try.
I'm in the room with you. No, I'm not. I'm doing the light thing. I keep forgetting I'm doing the lights. I'm doing the lights. Sorry.
But Talia wouldn't be too far though.
She wouldn't be.
Chibi Talia, who broke the fourth wall, walks back off screen.
I feel like Talia would have seen the impact because if she wouldn't be too. You said she wasn't that far. She was in between.
Well, she's going the same distance away, right? We're making a circle around the thing.
Could I try a shortwave radio signal?
Oh, try and like aim it yourself, like predict where she went and call her?
Kind of just like walkie-talkie EVA suit wise instead of using the actual established communications.
Absolutely you can. That will be an intellect task, and because it's been a while since she walked off, it's probably been 30 minutes since you all started going to your different positions and exploring, I'm going to say that this is pretty challenging. We're going to go with a difficulty 5, target roll of 15 to predict where she is. Operating the machine is trivial. Predicting where to beam it is not.
All right.
Oh my god, can I give any sort of assist in that?
Get the comm relays.
I would like to use one intellect point to use anticipation.
That's cool. Yeah, good use of that.
So-
Anticipation and, well, go ahead. You got it.
This allows me to look ahead to see how my actions might unfold. The first task I perform before the end of the next round gains an asset.
Ooh.
Perfect.
This does take an action, but it's not like we're in action economy right now.
Right. So you just do it.
So I just do it. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a level of effort.
Okay. Is that your last?
We'll get to that.
Oh dear.
We'll get to that.
Because remember, you can't go. Well, I guess you can't go to 0, but it will impair you.
It will impair me after this round, correct? Per se, after
yes.
this action?
Yeah,
Yes.
once it falls to 0.
And then recovery roll.
So that's one asset, one level of effort. That brings it down by 2. So now it's a difficulty 3. And now I've been rolling pretty well. I'm just got to hope that luck
Don't
stays.
nat 1.
13.
Nice. 13 is high enough. So you do successfully. The shortwave burst kind of goes out, and you hear on the other end, "Hello, this is Talia. Did you comms up already? That's fast. I'm almost in position with light tower.
We problem. Repair kit.
Bro. Once need hold over.
Good.
Take an XP. That was a cool way to do that. And just as you finish that little like shortwave communication thing, Mark, you see another little readout pop up. There are 8 connections for light towers, and one of them goes green as Talia powers up the first light tower. So Ronan, from where you're sitting, you see like kind of not. It's not the flash like what you were looking at. This is a constant pulsing light, and it's red light. And so like, cause that's a low energy wavelength to make. So you see this kind of red glow appear in the distance. You're like, Talia got the first tower up. Yeah. Talia does appear about 10 minutes later. So in that 10 minutes, are you interacting at all with other people, or what's going on?
Mark, I require to, I will have to be disconnected for a brief moment.
All right. Yeah.
Recalibrating.
Sure. You should be safe in here. I'm going to just go take a peek at the damage outside.
Calibration complete.
Oh, all right. You want to come out with me?
Yes, I am back up to, as you would like to say, snuff. I just used a recovery roll.
I got that. That was cool.
That's for the Patreon chat.
in that 10 minutes as they examine it, are you just sitting by your comms relay? Like, what's Ronan doing?
Oh no, I think he would be on his way back at this point.
Okay, great.
Because he wants to make sure everybody's okay.
So,
but he also, like I said, he really wants to go back. But I have some questions for when we get. We'll get there.
I do want to answer your earlier question on 0.2 kilometers. It is 200 meters, but something that might be easier for you is 2.1872265996675 football field.
Regardless of that, Ronan's just gonna go ahead and. I think he's probably already made it there by now, right? I would hope so.
I was going to say, I'm going to bring you. You get there when Talia does.
Okay.
Yep, you and Talia get there at the same time. So, Mark, you step outside and you have a brief moment where you're the only one looking at the damage. There is a small, like a pebble, but the damage that it has caused to the outside, the big dent it has created, and the sort of like spider web of cracks emanating out from it, suggests something more akin to the size of maybe a large bowling ball or small wheelbarrow, somewhere in that range, somewhere in between those two things. This is just to stick with the American metrics. I'm just digging it now that we're doing it. Something in that space, like something with a lot of mass. Just slammed into the side of but the pebble, like it's still in there and you can pick it up and it's a normal pebble, like it, at least weight and density wise.
We're gonna need a bigger bait. Oh boy. I just kind of stare at it for a while and hum over.
What is going on? Says Talia as she arrives. Ronan, you arrive from the other side. What happened to? Oh my goodness!
Little
what happened
rock,
to base?
little rock, big base hit. It hurt.
Little
base hurt.
Rock hurt the base?
Base hurt. I don't know. It just slammed. This little thing just slammed it. Yeah.
This is not big enough to cause this kind of damage.
Oh, okay.
Ronan's gonna take the rock.
It's like normal pebble size.
Yeah, he's gonna throw it and kind of like he's gonna let it drop from his hand and see if it just hits. Does it just go straight to the ground?
Straight down.
Could I perhaps say that it wouldn't necessarily be dependent fully on mass, as we all know force is mass times acceleration, and so perhaps it was just moving incredibly fast.
Can Ronan pick it up and throw it at the wall? Maybe one of the walls that's good?
Yeah.
And just as hard as he can, just to see what happens.
Yes, absolutely. You can either roll a might task to see how hard it is as hard as he can, or we can.
Hard.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna
you chuck it at the wall and it bounces off.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
It makes a little metallic ding, as it bounces off of the structure. I'm not confident in your assessment of this situation. What was trigger or like the sound, like did come from this way? She points to the north.
Yeah. Yes. I assume so. That's the side of the thing.
It was a very loud audio disturbance.
We were inside. We were turning things on.
You were inside.
We were inside. I'm an idiot.
I didn't say you were an idiot. I was just saying so you wouldn't have seen which direction it come from.
There's a big dent in the wall. Who knows what that could have been?
Didn't Astro go north?
Oh,
do you think Astro threw the rock?
I don't think he's one. I don't think he has the strength to do that. But maybe if it came from north and we know Astro's there, maybe he saw something.
I'm gonna check on the comms relay, see if we can get in touch with Superman over there.
If something happened to Astro, you should probably take med kit, and I will take over comms relay to the south. What? Is finished?
Ronan's just gonna start walking north.
Why is no one telling me anything?
Sorry, there appears to be.
We tried to tell you stuff. You said I didn't know what I'm talking about.
That's not what I said. I said I think this rock not do that.
It appears there's some dysfunction in communication in the team drop team.
I agree. Drop squad having trouble. Yeah.
Ronan is gonna take. He's gonna have the medical stuff on him already, so he's just gonna go ahead and.
Head north.
One thing he's gonna ask him for. Mark.
Yeah.
Quick question for you.
Yep.
You said you lost one of your sensors, correct?
What? Yeah.
And is there any? Can you describe it for me? Was there any certain lights on this at all? Did it have any lights that you can remember?
Did my thing have lights?
I don't think so.
I don't think it had lights.
The transponder?
Any sort of light or effect on it?
It did have lights.
Yeah.
What kind of lights?
You said it just had like a blinking light on it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, you did.
It's kind of blinking light.
I'd imagine red.
It's got. I think it might have a red blinking light.
That is sure. Or I don't know.
Reddish.
I don't know if you said what color. I just think you said it had.
It had a blinking light on it.
Just made that.
Whether you said that, it definitely has a blinking light on it now.
It had a blinking light. I think. I don't know. I put it together pretty quick in the ship.
Yeah, it was like you were tinkering with something else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find Astro, make sure he's okay. But when I get back, if we're not busy, we need to go check something out.
Image taken.
And Astro's just gonna go ahead and head. Ronan's gonna head towards Astro.
great. Ronan goes north. Talia's going to take the repair kit and she's going to begin repairing the wall of the research structure. Cleo, roll a d10 on Talia's behalf. This is the depletion die of the repair kit.
9.
9.
Yay.
Great. She successfully patches up the side of the structure. It probably takes 20 or 30 minutes. It's structural damage, but it's not, severe enough to break the whole way through. So she's
Image taken.
riveting maybe another metal plate or something across the outside. Mark and JAQLINE, what are you doing while Ronan traverses?
I'm just going to be manning the inside to see if I can see Astro turning on the comms array.
I will attempt to go collect some images, if that's okay with you, Mark.
I think that's okay. Just stay within eyesight where there's apparently rocks maybe flying around.
Within eyesight. Okay.
Just okay. So you got within. Hey, don't go like too much farther from the base where we can't run and grab you pretty quick in case something goes wrong.
Could you say you would be able to see the sun if you were standing on Earth?
Jackie, sometimes I feel like you're trying to make me mad.
Okay, maybe that time I was. I'm sorry.
Please stay within a safe distance, a reasonable distance, okay?
All right. Okay. Reasonable for you to communicate with me?
To communicate and potentially go get you if we need to. Quick.
Oh, okay. That makes much more sense.
Thank you.
You just need to be clearer on your directions.
I'm going to go check
We cut to Astro. We cut to Astro. Astro, you were attempting to anchor the comms relay to the ground. It kicked up a pebble. That pebble shot off in the distance. No big deal. What's Astro doing?
He's going to try and re-anchor it.
Okay, great.
Like move it slightly.
Yeah, you move it slightly and you anchor it again. That was difficulty 2. I think we said intellect task maybe or might. Yeah, intellect. Great.
I'm going to spend a level of effort this time.
Okay, target roll of 3.
And we're going to go with that.
We're going with the 3.
11.
Nice. So with an 11, you successfully get it anchored. You move around, get the rest of the cables plugged in. Your comms link is live now. You hear it like click on, but it's not calibrated. There's like some weird kind of white noise. Mark, as you go back inside, Astro's comms unit is on. It just needs calibrating.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, you've done it once before already. You don't need to roll again.
Do that.
So Mark, you dial in some settings on it. You kind of make some adjustments, and then it kind of and then fuzzes into a clearer.
Astro, you there?
Yep. Hello.
What's going on over there?
I just had trouble anchoring initially.
Well, did you see anything crazy? We were just hit by. Talia says that it couldn't possibly done it, but a pebble or some shit just hit the side of the base.
A pebble?
Yeah, it's like it fits in the palm of my hand, and it just whammed. Did so much damage. Like this is a crazy amount.
Well, when I tried to anchor some small rocks broke off of the surface.
And then what happened?
From a kilometer away, just to be clear.
And they broke off.
They broke off.
And then where'd they go?
The space, I presume.
Okay.
I didn't really follow them. They're just pebbles.
Okay. Not just pebbles. Just pebbles couldn't do shit. No, it's fine. It's fine. Pirate Boy's coming to check on you.
I'm fine.
I'm gonna take a breather. Yeah, good. Well, he's coming anyway. I don't know if we can tell him.
You can hear that. The comms are live now. So as you walk in that direction, you hear the comms.
I don't have to come in now if you don't want me to. It's okay.
No,
I'll just go back.
Just get the east one taken care of.
Ronan, is Talia listening in too? Then I guess.
I can hear. Yeah.
Talia, do you have are you working on another light tower, or are you still
whatever you want me to do? I can do light tower. I can do you need me to come with Astro to protect in future?
On our way back, can you set up a light tower at my relay device specifically?
South 1 kilometer? Yes, I can do. Is okay.
be there-
Astro,
we'll be
that
there
is
shortly.
deviation from original plan. Is okay?
That's fine. Also, both of you beware. I think we all know this by now, but gravity is weird on this planet.
Da gravity
Yeah.
very
What?
strange.
What do you mean? Happened in the base. I don't know what's going
Step
on.
outside, Mark.
What? I was just outside.
Yeah, do it again.
Okay, I'm out.
Talia holds up a thing of dust and just flings it off into the distance. She's looking at you, but you watch as the dust snakes off in 4 directions off in the distance.
And it's impossible that pebble did the damage.
Well, it's not moving any faster.
No, not moving any faster.
falling in the weird
No
direction.
gravity that we can't explain. Couldn't possibly be pebble damage and stuff.
As you look,
I'm not scientist.
What? Well, then why are you telling me that you can't?
I said I don't think he did. I didn't say it's impossible. You're on the research team. Why don't you have more confidence in your idea?
What? Because
You
I
could-
don't
you
have a
could
lot of
just tell
confidence
me
in
what
myself, and
happened.
you're telling me you're saying I don't think it could, and I'm pretty confident that it is.
help.
Start crying.
And you just see like where the dust was. You see like I have been picked up by a little gravitational anomaly. My tracks are like. Zzz.
Look at that! What are we doing here?
Researching, clearly.
I suggest we work on our communication skills.
I think do we keep working on comms?
You're just fully upside down with like the floating dust over top of you.
I jog over. God damn it!
We can work on
Mark,
comms,
make a
just
speed
be
defense
careful.
roll.
No,
Difficulty 4.
no, I'm so slow.
Target roll of 12.
Okay, I laid out all my dice.
Hey,
Now I don't
hey,
have anywhere
here,
to
too
roll.
far.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Mark, you, as you're moving, you feel disoriented and the gravity shifts and you're like, I'm the one. And you just like right through it. Like your distress powers you through the disorientation of the weird gravitational anomaly. You step right over a clump of little weeds that are sticking up out of the ground.
And what the hell are these?
Yeah. And then you grab Jackie, who is suspended above them, and just like you're on the other side. Like, no big deal. You get over there, and that's where you are.
I don't think anyone should be walking very far until we figure out what's going on. Can we do some tests or something really quick?
It's important to note that we should avoid the plants.
What do the plants do?
Change gravity.
Speaking of
tremendous.
avoiding the plants, can you point me towards the plant so I can take a really cool picture?
I can vouch these plants are up to something. They had
you
me
up.
spinning all kinds of ways earlier.
Image taken.
All right, we got to do some scans or something before anyone goes any farther. Is that okay?
Jacqueline, do you have a scanner unit on your
Yes.
cortex? Yes.
Ronan,
I would have to do. I did pick up some gravitational anomalies when we were landing. If you put me in the research center, I could probably hijack the ship's systems if we connect it to the research center and use that to scan the gravitational anomalies in the visible area around the ship. I don't know if I would be able to go past any visual range from where we are.
Perhaps we take you in grid pattern. This is how we used to search when cargo is lost.
grid pattern sounds good.
I could do that.
Go to grid. It's only 6 kilometer across, right? I mean, it's long, but it's not impossibly long. We could try and get even coverage, probably in day.
Me being carried would probably make that a little faster than. Zzz, zzz.
Your wheels spinning in Mark's hand. Just
Yeah.
like zzz.
Oh, sorry, Mark.
That's okay.
Okay, yeah, it's good. I can go with to escort, and then Ronan can take care of Astro.
We have one thing.
We're
take
gonna
care of.
Ronan and Astro are gonna deploy this.
Great, you're gonna get the EM shield.
Yeah.
Are you installing it on the base?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll your intellect task of difficulty, whatever the level of the EM shield is.
Level 3.
Perfect. So Astro climbs up on top of the research structure, which actually, luckily, you had Talia do some repairs on the outside of it, so the things that she welded or riveted in place can serve as kind of a ladder, and so you can climb up that little ladder to the top of it. The EM shield generator is about the size of a small trash can, like it's a large or a small cylindrical object, like a little desk trash can. And as you set it down, it has these little tripod feet that are magnetic, so it just boom adheres to the research structure, and then it is meant to it slots into your ionosphere comms unit. So it goes at the center, essentially, of that comms dish. So you can either have EM shielding or comms back to the ship, but not both.
Okay.
So that's the way that it like functions. But getting this deployed will definitely add some protection for your local comms.
I'm using 1 level of effort,
Okay,
and we're rolling.
great.
Rolling.
15. Is that higher than whatever your difficulty was? It's the level of the...
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you do successfully get that deployed. It probably takes you a couple minutes just between being up there. So I'll say the two of you do that as you three begin your sort of tour. North or south, you have comms. East or west, there's no lights, no comms yet. Which way are we going?
I guess north.
We can start in a north-south pattern. We would have to work our way east and west at the same time, though, eventually.
Sure. I'm sure we can get a lot of data from just
Or we
the
could
north
just
and south
follow
at this point.
paths that we've taken and take gravitational anomaly scans there first.
Do we have a map making tool of some kind? Something that might be called a cartographic tool, perhaps?
Might have given it to Mike.
Oh my God! Look at that cartographic interface.
Excellent. Cartographic interface. Interface means that any of us could probably just carry it with us and it will passively register. You know, if this is home, it will passively register where we have been. So we can focus on exploring and it will make map.
Great.
Cool.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. As long as you have that, just essentially treat that as like a slot.
Can you-
Like that's a...
Connect that to my interface, and I might be able to also then plot the gravitational anomalies onto it.
I think sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Slap that on.
I would say that is modifying like what it did, or modifying the way it works a little bit to where it's like charting gravitational anomalies with you. So I would say, Mark, you might need to tinker with it a little
Yeah, I
bit to
could
get
give
it
it
to
a
do
tinker.
that, if you will.
I give it a tinker. I'm gonna do a little tinker.
Mark pulls out a couple of little like tool, like the little teeny screwdriver. You know, he's got his little soldering iron. He's like in there fixing it. But this is a much better like craftsmanship. Like you're not under time pressure. So this is you take your time. You get this one right, and this one will still the artifact is the same level, no damage or anything like that. It's just this is what it does now.
Nice.
So, Talia, have you done planetoid mapping before?
Not specifically mapping. I've done search and rest.
Oh, that would follow similar search patterns.
Indeed, yes, as part of my job. So sometimes we have, especially when cargo is high value, so we transport people is one thing, but sometimes the cargo is high value, and if there is damage to the ship in atmosphere, cargo might fall, and so we have to go and find the cargo, and then we would do this in search patterns. So we would make a grid on the planet's surface, and then we would just systematically, you know, do to find.
Very interesting. Logged. Image taken.
Beautiful.
I need to give you a button for. Okay.
Can I leave you guys with the ionosphere comms dish?
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are going to all get into, but it might be nice to get
I
a line up
misunderstood
top with all the
what all
crazy
this was.
junk happening.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That's okay. I didn't ask.
You can have this one. I get all the high level stuff.
I misunderstood what all this was. I didn't ask.
I'm just giving the things that we've completed back to Astro.
That's fine. Or you can put them in the middle if
Okay,
you've already
yeah.
deployed it.
All right, we're going to go on a little tour and try and
Excellent.
carefully map out and not
Great.
get sucked into a gravitational pit.
Should we roll for how long this takes, or for doing it accurately?
I'll say neither. You take as much time as it takes to do it right, and instead of rolling for how long it will take, I'm going to hit you with a GM intrusion somewhere along the path. So that, or I'm going to threaten you with one. You can refuse it if you want to, but we haven't had any GM intrusions today. I feel like it's time. I feel like it's time for an intrusion.
if you're gonna give me
Why are we all talking like this?
Give me some XP, I'll take XP.
Great. In the meantime, Ronan, Astro, I imagine, as an engineering team member, is on the roof of the research structure deploying the dish, and you are probably standing around like, you know, being an extra hand or looking around or whatever. I would like you to roll an intellect task with a difficulty of 1, target roll of 3.
You can do that.
Did you not 1?
No, it's 2.
Oh no! You hear a weird rumble. You don't know where it's from. You don't know what it is.
You can use an XP.
If you want to.
The sound is gone, so you can't just re-roll and try again in the future. But I just that's tough. Well, never mind. We cut back to
What's rumbling? What do the plants mean?
The planet is hungry, Mike.
I don't want to think about that.
Mark.
What's in the planetoid?
What's in the planetoid?
What's in green 1? Mark and JAQLINE, you are traveling with Talia Bones. You head north to begin. I mean, it doesn't really matter where the grid begins, but you just begin essentially taking like readings.
I am talking to Talia this entire time about specific scenarios that she's been through.
Absolutely. Sometimes in search and rescue, when you have to find the person, is different from when you look for things because there's life at stake. So instead of one person search in grid pattern, you do multiple people in checkerboard pattern, and that way you have like.
So you lose things and people often.
No, this is practice. I've never lost anyone. I have 100% success rate. I've even defended against against pirates before. And she like continues her journey with you, talking. Then everyone pans over to Tyler.
Tyler just
gets a headache.
Sneeze.
A small nosebleed inside the suit. As you are exploring, you are taking your time so you can get detailed readings. And because it's sort of wired into your little mobility unit, you know that the cartography unit is working properly. You map several gravitational anomalies, and it is as you are noticing these different gravitational anomalies that you get a new piece of conclusive data. Or not conclusive data, you draw a new conclusion from the data, I should say, which is that the gravitational anomalies seem to be stronger towards the vines than they are towards the little plant, like the little grass shootlings that are kind of popping in between rocks and things like that. However, the deeper the crevice that the weeds are poking out of, the stronger the gravitational reading, including like it gets stronger than the vines in that space.
Ooh.
So that's something that you are able to successfully map. You are kind of navigating around the surface here. You're looking around at different things. You come across a section where it is just it's almost like a 90-degree angle, like a cliff face. Just a big rock goes up in front of you and a big rock over here. And then to your right, there's just a big cliff down. So it's like this weird, like geometric, like all square right angles type section. It does not look intentionally made. It looks like, wow, this is the one in a bazillion chance that the rocks hit each other in exactly the right way to like shear off of themselves.
This is what they would post on conspiracy theory like forums and be like, aliens
Made this. Yeah.
Alien.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
Have an XP.
Oh,
The more accurate your main face is, the more XP I'll reward you with. Just kidding, just the one. Okay.
One is good enough.
Thank you.
So that's a thing that you've gleaned. You can continue interacting or behaving if you want to. You're on the bright side of the asteroid, bright side of the moon, if you will. So the kind of like emissive blue glow, kind of long shadows stretching away from you as you walk further up.
Oh, on the bright side of things, I did discover a new conclusion. You probably have figured it out by now, but anything close to the plants or how deep the plants go, it seems to be stronger gravitational anomalies. So the more plant life you see, the stronger the gravitational anomaly will probably be in that area. And the deeper it goes, the worse it is.
So like gravity here is stronger over there than right here because of the grass?
Yes.
Grass, yes.
And the vines seem to be, the thicker vegetation seems to have a stronger effect.
Interesting. Talia reaches down and like picks up a fairly hefty rock, just like pulls it off of the planet. You can see that it takes like a significant amount of might for her to, like, the rock is normal size, but it's like the gravitational force on it is pretty high. She has to like wrench it loose. When she pulls it loose, she trips backwards and she's like, and it kind of comes loose like that. And then underneath the like void that she opened, it just like, and the whole thing like implodes. The whole structure implodes on itself and slams deeper and tighter into like this gravitational cluster. You need to make a speed defense roll to keep your feet.
To keep my feet.
Not like from to keep yourself standing.
Where's it going?
He's an amputee, ladies and gentlemen.
This thing is trying to eat me.
The rock's eating
Say
me.
bye to your little feetsies.
19, easy
Let's go.
peasy. You are able to, so you hold yourself up. JAQLINE, you're small enough. I'm not going to make you worry about this. Yeah. Someone's probably holding you up, maybe Talia. But you're fine. As the rocks kind of implode inwards, Talia does what she was originally going to do, which is just hefts the rock she has and chucks it in the other direction. And as she throws it, the gravity of that spot, it like, like suddenly it gets heavier and slams back down into the ground. This big puff of dust comes up and like shattered brittle rock bits sort of shoots up into the air, a little cloud of them. And she goes, now watch let's see if he's interesting. And they like split in all different directions. Yeah, they split in all different directions.
Mark can only see a bunch of potential dangers.
Oh, because he's still the like baseball
Imagine
thing.
the bird shot of just going into the base. Why would you throw anything here now?
A little geyser of them, not all of them, but like one little stream or one tendril, like one direction that they shoot in. That direction, they leave the part you're on and sort of flit along the length of a vine and slam into a different cluster of rocks up above, and they like boom embed into it and it just like it's almost like little teeth now sticking out of the base of that little rock formation. Boom, slam into it. And then as they slam into it, it sort of moves, like the momentum of it sort of starts to stretch it away. You see the vine kind of like stretching a little bit. And as the rock moves out of the way, you see that beyond it, there are clouds? What is that? Something is swirling towards you, like a cloud of something. It's like a weather pattern. It's not like, oh, this thing is running as fast as I can run or something like that. It's like a mist or a haze. And unlike the emissive blue stuff, this one is like a deep green as it sort of hazes towards you across
Anomaly
the surface
detected.
of the.
Thank you. Can we get a very quick scan on that somehow?
Doing the analysis.
Thank you.
We cut back to the main comms unit, the ionosphere comms dish, I should say. Did you successfully deploy it?
1 level of effort.
Okay.
It's a level 4 task, making it a level 3.
Great.
And I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4. That is unfortunate for you. It's just going to take a while. It's not that you break it. You just attempt to deploy it, and it's still not done yet. Ronan, what are you up to?
I would think at this point he is gonna go. What do you want me to do? Actually,
You're on
Astro?
Pebble Watch.
Ronan's. I mean, is there like? Do we bring like an? I don't even know what the heck that means. So like, Ronan's just gonna kind of sit just inside the EMF shield, I guess.
Okay.
And just keep his eyes like open and stuff like that. He opens his Would they be talking on a live channel for everyone to be hearing?
Yeah, because they're up to the north, so they could talk back to you, but they would have to activate the comms.
I see. So it's not just like
as far as I know, they haven't it's not like their whole conversation is being streamed back to you, because that could get obnoxious if you're trying to coordinate with Astro while they're trying to.
Anything around me it's just rock and dust right now. Like
Rock and dust and blue light filtering through, and then strange vines stretching up into the distance and all the.
While he's sitting there, Ronan's just simply gonna grab a sample container of just the dirt around him.
Great.
So whether it's just dirt or not, he's gonna grab it because it's dirt from a new planet.
Perfect.
So he's just gonna go ahead and put that in whatever anything he can.
Yeah, roll the depletion die for that sample container. This is mostly to make sure it doesn't like break when you open it or something like that.
D8.
Make sure it's like stay sealed.
Right back to the tube. The tube. There's the D8.
Tube. The London Underground.
It's the pyramid.
Oh.
The London Underground is on a planet.
That's what the rumble is. It's the subway going.
All the way there.
The asteroid subway.
Yeah, you know that part of the London Underground, which just like teleports you to a galaxy away.
Yeah, that part.
5.
Yeah.
God blimey.
What'd you get? 5. A 5. Okay, so it did not deplete. So yes, you successfully collect a little bit of surface material.
Sweet.
And you're right there at the dropship, so you can like walk back up on the dropship and kind of park that, in the bolt that in or something. You get that stored on there, and that is one sample capsule used. And as you're doing that, that probably gives you enough time to finish what you're doing. So you also get
Comms dish.
Yep, the ionosphere comms dish is now up, and then just roll a d20 to make sure when you activate it that it doesn't deplete. So it'll still work this time. 3. Great. So you successfully activate it, and then someone will need to calibrate it before it establishes a connection with the spirit of inquiry, but now it can be done. So the dish is deployed and activated, and calibration, unfortunately, is not really your area. You'll need Mark or JAQLINE for that.
Mark,
Yeah.
I got the comms dish up for the spirit of inquiry, so that's ready to be calibrated.
All right. Great. Thank you. I'll get on that. once
Anomaly
we get
detect
back.
image taken. Anomaly detect image taken.
We got some stuff going on. Just make sure you're on Pebble Watch over there. Some jackass threw a rock. Sorry.
What are you calling? Jackie.
Yes.
You were doing like a scan or something, right? Of
Yeah.
the weather
Yes.
pattern? Okay.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Who's doing that once for the rest of this campaign?
I know.
I mean, listen, this is just what happens when I give myself limited resources. The dice understand.
Oh, you got to get stuff done. Sorry.
Yeah, we got to carry the weight.
JAQLINE.
No.
Yes.
You begin taking scans, looking in the distance, 16K camera, easy resolution, zoom in. It looks like a cloud formation is what it honestly looks like, but there's no atmosphere on this planet. So how can...
Spectral analysis.
Yeah, spectral analysis. It's not water. But it is a liquid. Some of the green is similar to the green you see in the plants. You continue analyzing, looking deeper into it. Highly corrosive. Look deeper into it. There is something metallic about this cloud, almost like if something had vaporized titanium on impact or something like that, and that sort of thing had begun to rust in the cold of space, maybe in contact with ice crystals or something like that, and now that highly corrosive, damaging metallic rainstorm is oozing
Hazard
towards you
detected.
across the gravitational. And on that note,
No.
this session of the Wingfighter Tavern is going to come to a close, and we'll find out what happens in an hour.